Good, man. It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And y'all check this out, man. As y'all can see right now, man, we got to talk about it because it gets serious, man. It's deep, especially when you talk about like how far AI is going and jump like that, man. Because at the end of the day, you can see the agenda started before it even get there. So we have a whole bunch of warning signs like these movies and jump like this, but it ain't no fear mongering thing. This just common sense, just to see what's going on. So how to read a play before it's even put together. So it's gonna get a little deep, y'all. But so starting off, I'm finna talk about show y'all basically the video of how it looks and stuff like that, and just to break down how creepy it is, how is an actual invasion of privacy. So a lot of people might not see it like that, but think about it like this, man. You can have your loved ones that you care super much about, and none of them people don't recycle your loved one, got them looking like they doing other stuff, and they gone. So they can play a lot of mental tricks on people, all different type of stuff. But when it comes down to making like a agenda itself, we got to see the agenda before it even came. Y'all thinking this? Y'all think some of this stuff just coming out to the public, that mean that it haven't been created? Okay, it get a lot deeper than that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we talk about how they analyze us, all the way to the videos like now. They'll sit there, watch, see how we move, see how we act in a certain situation, see how we, come up with sentences, come up with different facts, come up with different researchers. They don't study that so much that, of course, they could come up with AI that make it look like it's just like us now. You know what I'm saying? And now it's on a public hand where you could just get it. So we done seen them go from different ones. I'm gonna let Chisel the Duns break down that part. We just shout out to that channel. This is the one we're gonna be looking at real quick, just before we even go into things. Then later on, I might even show y'all how they do on other sides of the world with these big old giants. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at all of it, you got drones, you got artificial intelligence, and you big hack giants as a thing. So you don't want to mess around with what these people could put together. So this to keep you from, thinking that these things might be actually real. They could bring it to life and try to bring it to our existence, but that don't mean that it's actually real. You get what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and get into it, man. Turn it around, see what part I got it on real quick. All right. I'm going to turn it around. And I get it to... Okay, boom. There you go, one on. Let's wait till this ad or whatever leave. So, boom. Here go one they using on MLK. Right?
You know what? This isn't working. I've painted the same trees 1,000 times and I'm sick of it. I'm done with this canvas. Done with all of it. And you get that out of my face. I quit.
See what I'm talking about? Look, Aaliyah and Left Eye, both of them.
Out of your league. I'm the headliner, the trendsetter, the one everybody came to see.
Oh, good Lord, Aaliyah with a
You see what I'm saying?
You want to know the truth?
Look.
I ain't got no dreams no more. I am the dream.
What did you say that?
You see what I mean? That man got family out here. You get what I'm saying? No matter what or people think his agenda was or nothing like this. This is complete invasion of privacy. Not only that, it should be illegal when people could copy you and put you in situations that you probably would have never been in. So we're seeing time glimpse. Let them tell it, but yet they say they got time machines and all this. So you're starting to realize that these people is full of a lot of lies and hopes to get you, coming at them for advice. Think about this. If they told you, hey, this exists out of space, but you can't touch nothing out of space, or you can't go out of space, or you can't air travel, they can always tell you what's out of space or what's coming in space, and you'll never know it unless you learn from them. You get what I'm saying? This is when knowledge is not power. This is when knowledge make you actually weak, because you start understanding the education system and you get trapped in it. Now, a lot of people might not get trapped in the education system, but guess what will get them? The entertainment, or the business, or the religion, or the politics. So you can't run from these. You get what I'm saying? So no matter what goes on, we see that these people go use, things to make you look like you was in a situation where you did a crime that you never did. Think about how ugly this could get in court. You know what I'm saying? Think about how ugly they could play with people's lives, especially people that, bring awareness to them, you know what I'm saying, and bring awareness to the the subconsciousness to help people be able to understand who they was. Not teach nobody, but help people remember who they was. So you got people that's out there that, doing their little own thing, even in conscious groups, right? To where they could mix and shape narratives based off of what they just have in their hands to play with. So right now we live in a dangerous thing, and it ain't even got nothing to do with just content creators themselves. Just think about all the things they could do. If they're already using people that, a lot of people idolize and stuff like that to bring them back, it get deep, man, because we shouldn't even be able to have something like that. Now, it was cool, you know what I'm saying, when it stuck to the avatar mode or it stuck to something else. They just show y'all what they is capable of. The same way I was telling people years ago, the CGI go a lot further than people Remember, so a lot of people right now, that's all they grow up on is AI. It's always been some type of fake programming for them to shape things or make a narrative out of junk, and that's just what it is, man. So and until you learn this is the code that they been rolling by, you would not ever understand what's good, not. So this is how it goes. So boom. Once again, let's go through some of these real quick with each other. So you got MLK Waylon Russell. It really is. You done brought him back. Got this junk over here. You get what I'm saying? Like, what is this?
This is my dream all along, brother. Enjoy hitting, Doc. Yes, the watch gleaming too. Yes,
look at the mouth and all, bro. Look. Little teeth and all.
Feels good, feels free.
And we out here in Los.
You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if a person didn't know Tupac and was dead. They got Tupac up here screaming, "What's good, Turbo?" Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's invasion of privacy, bro. You get what I'm saying? It should be called IP, invasion of privacy. That's what it should be called. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's doing. It's taking over people, idols, people that you loved and all, and re-bring them back up, bro, and create a narrative around them. That should be illegal. As the people, bro, you know we done got weak-minded when we let these people not only tell us we losing our jobs with mass layoffs and telling us that we got to go home because an AI robot has took your job. You get what I'm saying? For years, they ain't transvert you to something else and have you be like, okay, since you a computer specialist or you got your computer and science degree, we're going to have you working with this. No, they pick you completely out the job. What's good, Kenneth? So at the end of the day, we starting to see them bring up all type of junk. So at the end of the day, when you see people that don't have a good understanding, of course they're going to get something ran by them. Think about the people that's not, what I'm going to say, think about the people that's not tuned in to see what's going on. So at the end of the day, that's how it be, bro. So let's get to it, y'all. Let's get going through them. They got two pop up here screen.
Santos, look at the whip, man. Hydraulics hitting like a heartbeat. Chat, y'all see that bounce? Smooth. Slide.
You can kind of tell that's like a over AI, but not really.
Game feel like home.
Now the next one, look.
Yeah, I'm on the clock. Hard hat, steel toes, the whole deal. Look at that sunrise behind me. Gorgeous.
Albert.
I feel as though I'm witnessing the future.
I have a dream that Saquon Barkley gets 70 rush yards.
You see what I'm saying? So they can morph words, even do it in black and white, make it look like it's real true. So at the end of the day, man, we dealing with some real deal fake witchcraft. I keep telling y'all that magic junk, the way they be trying to make it seem, they ain't got all that, bro. Y'all starting to see that. Y'all starting to see all they little cards coming forward. You know what I'm saying? They use a big old mass terrier card that, you know, how to control the masses. So when it come down to certain things, y'all, we got to understand what we be accepting. You know what I'm saying? What's good, Zell? Because it get crazy up in here. Because now think about this. You could be an innocent person just, you know, coming just through life, you know, done blow it up or something. They could use a whole thing to bring you down, a whole allegation saying you did this, saying you did that. You know how much research you're going to have to go through, how much work you're going to have to do just to prove that it's not AI if you're going against the powers that be or something like that. So just imagine how deep this junk going to go. So they already, you know, done falsely accused people and done throw people in jails and, you know, people got falsely arrested before. Now you're going to see a damn mass of it and you're not going to know what to believe. So at the end of the day, this is the agenda brainwash. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people don't understand. You know how they do the butterfly effect and they make people forget what was it like, you know, making people forget that Lucky Charm was like this, make people forget that, you know, the honeycomb man did this. So it's like a lot of things where they could, you know, like basically wash a person's mind. So when they come back, this is going to be one of the things, you know what I'm saying, where they're able to wash people's mind, but up front. So it ain't going to be a thing where they, you know, tricked us in the past. It could be a thing right in front of you. You know what I'm saying? They could use this just to manipulate what's going on, period. So at the end of the day, this could be like, okay, they could show something that's real, and now we'll think it's fake because there's so much AI-generated stuff in the world. You get what I'm saying? So now they're going to be like, they're going to have people like, damn, is it real? Is it fake? And once people got to question that more than anything else, it's kind of like how the first layer before we all started getting consciousness or started getting our subconsciousness back and started getting up out of those shifts. So like right before the YouTube era and all of this, before people started exposing, you know, the Illuminati, the Freemasons and all that stuff, we like, it's like they trying to recycle that whole thing over again by being able, you know, to mix things up on people to confuse people. So it get real like that. I'm telling you, Zell, it's serious out here. So at the end of the day, we got to understand, man, this is not only invasion of privacy. This worse than a drill rapper. At least a drill rapper go to the graveyard. These people pulling the person out the grave, making them say things that go against the codes that they stood for and everything. So like now, and then you might not even know, right? Because these people been assigned so many they've been assigned so many contracts that you don't even know. The person that's probably pushing out probably can't even get sued. It's probably already part of the program with these people in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't use Sora. So Sora is the newest one that they've been using recently. So we already know broke down of the mass fake alien invasion, you know what I'm saying, or the fake operation of God return. So they already got these little type of things, bubbling up, especially when you got people like Pastor Joshua and all them that was leading people to the rapture, talking about September the 23rd. They then went to October the 7th. Now where them people at? Where them same people at that was talking about all these raptures and all this that was supposed to happen? They disappeared. You know why? Because they know that they lost. And they like to be led by the people that can't see. Y'all got to understand the consciousness means the light. So this is all the preachers, all the people that's in any religion, all the people that's calling themselves woke, because the light, too much of light blind you. Do you know that? In real life, too much light blind you. So when you led by the blind, this is what it's talking about. By you being so obsessed with the light that they done got created, or the following behind the light that they gave you, now they blind by the light and led you to the blindness by them being blind too from your light. So now you got the blind leading the blind. So this is how that goes. So then you got false idols. If this ain't finna show y'all false idols, this now is finna be programs and all type of stuff that pop up that you didn't even know exist. And you're gonna be like, what the hell? Like, I don't remember him saying that. Exactly. They can play with you now. They can make the president look like he's saying something different. They can play with you now. And they can say something for real on the news and say somebody took over and it was an AI program and they used our computers at the news. That's simple. And say that we didn't mean nothing that was said up there. That wasn't us. Sebastian, what's good, homie? Black Mob, what's good, homie? So this just let you know how it is, dog, out here. We playing with a little tricky game and we don't stuck our fingers too deep or our hands too deep into the game. You know what I'm saying? You know how street people be telling you straight up, I'm too deep in the game. We all done did that as Americans now. We done shot ourselves in the foot. We done shot ourselves in the foot. We caused mass layoffs based on something that we gave power to. If we the neighbor gave power to the AI, and we'd have been like, nah, bro, we don't want that. That's too much invasion of privacy. We don't like the way that's going. Elon Musk himself already said it's evil, all this and that there. So why is we going through with this? You get what I'm saying? So like that don't even make sense. So we study doing things that don't make sense because we study trust in the education system, which taught you how to be a specific thinker, not a critical thinker. So when it comes down to role play, you will understand role play perfectly. Do you understand why that specific role and the shaping of modern society? So if y'all don't know about that, just Google. You can Google one person. You can Google what his name is, John. Goddamn, hold on, I'm gonna have to pull him back up real quick for y'all. But yeah, but basically one of those big Freemasons again. And one of the kids, John Rockefeller. That's all y'all gotta pull up. So before David Rockefeller, it was a John Rockefeller, which is his pops, which was part of shaping the modern society. So this lets you know that our minds was shaped and molded from the time we got into school to the time we got out. You get what I'm saying? So this just lets you know how it goes. So this is showing us what our ideals be produced as. So this letting us have the ideology of the colonizers, no matter what religion you in, no matter what politics you in. If you're in a religion, you think your God is coming to get you, and you have a hierarchy over every other religion. If you're in the politics, you think that your politics is right, and every other politics is stupid and don't make sense. If you're inside of an education system, you think that your education haven't failed you, and everybody else's education have failed them when they don't know how to live, but yet take that same person to the streets and they won't know how to survive. So that don't got nothing to do with your survival intelligence. So at the end of the day, or emotional intelligence. A person could read 65 books. That don't mean they won't grow up and be a school shooter. So we gotta get into here. Most of the school shooters and most of these people that be doing these crazy things be done went to a certain level of education, even put themselves in the army. Why you think they be deranged in the mind? So let's get to it. It's never okay to kill someone. So with me, I don't appreciate war either. Because why? You can't say, okay, God bless our troops and go kill somebody else. That ain't how it works. So y'all got a lot of satanic shit going on, but don't realize it. So even when we go down to the simple stuff, like, the entertainment business, look at the people that we say entertain, and they all do some type of hand gesture. They all show that they're in some type of fraternity or brotherhood that you're not into, which really lets you know that's the reason why they made it, because they shook hands with these limited circles, or they got into these societies that's not big, but ones that control the world. Just like what we just seen with them people going into the mountain. How many people could really sit there and afford $70,000 a year just to go mountain hiking? How many of y'all can afford that? You know what I'm saying? Realistically, that don't even make sense. So when we talking about those conscious people, these religious people, I want y'all to notice they've been around for years. They've been around since colonization started, right? Like literally not even 100 years later, but yet didn't get nowhere in life. So all of this talking about God coming is, God coming at, oh man, politics this, oh the education system, if you got an education, it's people right now got 4-year degrees, got bachelor degrees, got master degrees, got all this, And right now I got to work at Target. Got to work now, I got to work at McDonald's. Because the same degrees that they went out for, we use the same thing to shoot us in the foot, which is AI. So now you got AI firing more than 200,000 federal workers. Not to forget that the Amazon workers got fired. Not to forget that the Google workers got fired. Not to forget that the same thing that we sat there and built and gave power to, now that guy, the only thing you got to do is tell him, hey, how to run the system, or he'll just keep you and fire everybody else so you can run the AI system to keep it going. They even fired the AI lady from the beginning. So this letting y'all know this cutthroat is hell for them to put their computers. You know why? Think about it from a money profit side. Think about it like this. If you, as a worker, instead of you paying real people to sit there and pick up a phone or to talk to someone like on a call line, if you got AI doing it, it costs you nothing. Think about how many people you got to pay hourly. Say if you got 100 people in your branch, you got to pay all of them $20 an hour. All of them working 12 hours. So all of them getting paid $120 just say for the day. Do you know how much money they save when they got AI doing it for free? So we talking about out of the day, out of the hour. So imagine those 12 hours, how much money they done save. They saving thousands a day, hundreds and thousands a month. I mean, millions a month, hundreds and thousands a week. Like, this is real talk. If you go look at it, these the biggest profit margins that big, large corporations ever had. Like, these the biggest amount of growth. But yet they tell you the economy is messed up. Yet they tell you, oh, these people getting fired because, you know, AI and we don't need them no more. Yet we still giving it power. We study going over here, adding these programs to our phone. I don't have one on my minds. So we study making the okay button. Anytime we don't say something about something or despise it, we're giving it the okay. Do y'all remember how the COVID went? It was an okay, right? The whole Florida was like, man, we're not going for that. We don't believe in it. We're not doing this. We're not wearing masks. That was the first state that was the loosest laws when it came down to it. LA and other places like that believed in it so much. Of course, they were the last ones to open up. So we seen that actually happen to where our mind or our voices was the only thing we needed just to get something done right. What about the feminists? You remember the feminists came up when they got ladies' rights for ladies to get paid more at jobs. They let you know our voice is actually power. But if we being too stupid to get lost into other stuff, not to have the voice for the things that we need to, for like fake foods and stuff, then otherwise it look like we accept this stuff, and that's how it goes. So if we're not going against the program, it look like we with it, and we gotta choose a side. You have to pick a master. You can't serve two masters. It's very important. You can't pick man and then be like, oh God, I'm coming back over here. No, you can't do that. That ain't part of the game. Once you get that jersey, you're already part of the team. Just like when you get part of religion is just like gang policies. You bang on whoever ain't with your set. So when a religious person see you and you're not a Christian, they bang on your ass. They be like, yo, why you ain't get in contact with God? You need to go get saved, child. You need this, you need that. They tell you everything that you need, but your life could be 25 times better than theirs. So this let us know that it's just straight bullshit of being self irresponsible. So this is being irresponsibly against God, if y'all really want to talk about it. Because people don't understand their duties, their callings, their path, period, because we're so entwined to what our colonizers gave us. It don't matter what color you is, bro. Colonizers came in many colors. You had African people trading them out over there. So at the end of the day, that's the reason why people even come with an African tag, because the people that was closer to the tone of your skin came from there. So a lot of times y'all like to say y'all African American, real ancestors came from Africa, and then y'all from America y'all whole life. Y'all make it sound like nobody in the world stayed in America. Yet Native Americans stayed in the USA before it was named and titled that for more than tens and thousands of years. Period. With the existence still showing that they was there. So y'all let everything take over y'all. Y'all don't let Americans don't we the weakest clan of them all right now. Because you know why? They even a lie. India's, why do we have an Indian Bible? Why don't we have our own Bible if we was gonna be lost into religion? We lost way into Eastern Orthodox religion. How is we lost way somewhere else? They had to translate the Bible once they got here and started giving us language to speak. That's part of the public school system too that I brought up earlier. Now, do y'all see how this all goes together? So they tell you to go get an education. Say if you got an education in science, computer and science. Now look, you liable to be replaced, because while you over there using goddamn, let's just be funny real quick. While you over there using, you know, digital design and all this, and using Microsoft Excel, and you trying to use all this stuff to put in documents and shit, it's an AI program could do it faster than you and have it more accurate with a calculator already plugged into it and all. You know why? Because us humans give power to this stuff. We the same ones created the computer. What people got to realize, we are the creators. That's why everything you see, even the phone that I'm using, even the program that I'm using, was created by man. It wasn't just created on its own. You know what I'm saying? Somebody actually made this come to life. So it's things that we learn how to bring things to life, what we call it, but it's actually bringing it to death. You know why? Because it's more dense. It's the heaviest level of density, because so you can actually physically appear to see it. So when it get down to this stuff, y'all, I just wanted to break that down. It's like, it's crazy because as the people, we don't got to a way that we just give so much power to AI and so much stuff like that. That yeah, it could have been good. It could have been used for movies, so people don't actually got to get hurt. So they ain't even got to hire an actual step devil and stuff like that. But y'all already see how it's gonna get used. Think about the masses. The masses is immature in the mind. They're steady looking for a man for validation, whether they're in a religion, looking for God as their Jesus, Lord, and Savior for validations, whether they're looking for, their president in politics, whether they're in the entertainment, they're looking for their GOAT, LeBron James, whether they into the, what I was going to say, education system. So they're looking at Albert Einstein, Neil deGrasse. So whether they in religion, you know what I'm saying? So they over there looking at the Pope and thinking that it's the part that's supposed to be in life. They got some false idol for every part that you could think of in order for you to get led into them. And then all these brothers be some part of some fraternities. They have the same handshakes. They understand each other. They have a whole signature of language with their body that you might not never understand because you didn't do what they did to get into the fraternity. So a lot of them did all of this just to get the same knowledge that I'm up here kicking. So of course you're gonna be shadow banned because I'm showing y'all how they do and they level people out. If you don't want to let go to the Lord and Jesus Savior thing, oh, they're gonna put your ass right here at the religious part. Now, if you're willing to go ahead and go against your people, no matter what goes on, just for your life to be happy, oh, you're gonna get up there. Then you're gonna find out it's past the 33rd degree Mason. That 33rd degree, just let y'all know, that's right there, right out the Aries, going right into Taurus, if we was going to look at it from a degree point. But a lot of people might not understand that. That's the reason why these people be saying, what is your value of yourself? So what do you self-value? How do you see yourself? You know what I'm saying? And what are the things you value? So then they see it. They see that you value physical material things over the actual, your own actual spirit. So you'll sell your soul in order for you to be happy, even though you just left this life. So they use little funny stuff like that on people. They even know that certain people not cut out to work at a certain job for so long because their consciousness, the way that it plays back. But you know what? They don't care. So this is the way that we get put into things. We don't get the teachings of our same people that teach like us. They even tell you in school there's 3 different type of learners, right? They say visual, what I'm gonna say, kinetic, and I forgot the other one. But basically it's 3 of them, right? And these 3 ways is the way that some people learn. So if you're in school and basically the way of learning is like this showing you that you might be missing some things. But this is the other part about it. Y'all notice once you get out of school, the things you use is just reading the math. You don't use nothing else from the school. You're not finna sit there and use the Pythagorean theorem just to try to figure out how many steps you're finna go up. By the time you figure that out, trying to do all the mathematics and stuff, the action is already done. Somebody already gone. They don't even take all that. You know what I'm saying? That's like somebody measuring 20 times just to cut once. By the time you get to cutting 10 times, the whole thing gonna be over with. So it's like, it's build hesitation. So they play with people like that. So they'll use like them type of tactics to make you think you should think a little harder about something, or make you feel like you should relate to things. Y'all don't think right now a lot of people don't learn the game of how to use relatability? So even like NLE Chopper and all these other rappers, look how they're trying to be more relatable. What do? They join social media. They're trying to be more under the influences that they feel like more people relate to. Because why? That's like a whole soul group. We all have soul tribes. So naturally we got like people that we automatically relate to before we get done wrong or anything like that bomb, right? And it's not on talking about some creepy shit. It's just saying like, okay, like I fuck with bro. You feel me? Or I fuck with sis, like out the gate. But the way that it comes out, it comes off as, these are the people that, come around you. I remember when I first started YouTube, somebody was telling me that. And it was like, bro, certain groups gonna go to certain people's. Like, everybody sub's not gonna sub up, or everybody, not gonna click with the same people. That's the same thing in real life. Every crowd don't click with each other. You as a person, you're gonna have this certain crowd where you feel more comfortable with than versus another crowd. That's just regular, simple fact, common sense in life. So the thing you gotta do to whoop all this stuff that they try to make complex is use common sense. Okay, how long have Jesus been since he returned? 2,025 years. So you telling me during the worst times of the world, like colonization, slavery, let y'all tell it, all these times wasn't the best time to come back? And now even with AI taking over the world, and you know what I'm saying? And now it's like, nah, they use it, y'all. It's all about money. They just trying to get paid. It's all Arab stuff. If you a Christian, you're an Arab. You're a 5-cent Arab. Not even $5, 5-cent Arab. If you're a Christian, and you can call it what you want. But because you got to tell me, if I read a book from Korea and I follow the lessons of Korea, don't that make me Korean? The way that I follow my morals, my lessons, my ideology. Won't I have the ideology of a Korean? So technically I'm a Korean in the mind. So boom, when you look at the Bible that you have, it was set off in India. It was not talking about the USA at all. It wasn't talking about America at all. That's why no Native Americans is even mentioned as a tribe in your Bible. Period. So first of all, you're already going against yourself. Don't even understand it, because that's the reason why they could call this coaches list, because you guys picked up a whole nother culture and ran so far with it, willing to kill each other over somebody else's culture that ain't got nothing to do with you. It's Hebrew Israelites right now. If they had the chance, they'll do so much of things to people just because they've been colonized, been hit with reverse racism, don't understand it. And a lot of people will get up and they'll come up here and be like, yo, you ain't got nothing. Look the way you talking. Look, I know one thing. I ain't stupid like you to be stuck in a religion and think that my religion, out of 12 main religions in the world, is the more correct religion than any other one. Like, that's stupid. And that's how it goes. There's always a competition amongst y'all gods. Y'all God even said it in the Bible, do not put no other God before me, therefore I be sure be jealous. But then yet turn around and tell y'all it was a monotheistic God at one God anyways. So it don't even make sense. Then you go down other timelines in life and see that every history or every civilization before the civilization that we live in right now had 12 gods. Had 12 gods, and it came back in 12 different ways. Like, and you know what I'm saying? It always had a different way. A daytime, the night during this year, during the Pluto blending this. So it always been the times of. So a lot of people don't understand that. So even with the Pluto thing, like they say Pluto got discovered like 70 some years ago. So it's like you got to understand the NASA perspective of hieroglyphics. Otherwise, you're going to think that it's actual planets they talking about. You're going to be actually up there trying to look for something and let them give you a CGI ass lens. So when you look up there, now you see this fake looking ass planet. That's the only way you're going to see it today through their telescope, because they trying to tell you what to scope. They trying to tell you what to look for. It makes that much sense when they named it a telescope. So if you want to use it, go ahead. Microscope too. It's going to tell you, hey, how to micro see the smallest part of things, which is the same way how it works here. Same way it works here. So even if I would just use micro, macro, and giga, just say giga would be the spiritual, macro would be the mental, and micro would be the physical or the small. So in reverse, the lighter you are, the actual, you'll go in reverse to that. You'll actually become more spirit than becoming more human. AKA you'll be more angelic than being more satanic. So satanic is the stability of you trying to become something to keep yourself stable. So it's a lot of Satanists, even if they Christians, that don't mean shit, because they'll do anything to keep themselves stable. Further, them trying to keep their stability, further whatever. And I'm not saying that this comes with what's the name about what you do is how you do it. So the time that they'll do it is in a reckless behavior. So we got to get to that too, because a lot of people don't understand how to control their mind. So this is the reason why the blind can lead the blind. So the blind can have you out there searching all day. Notice in the church, you got to go week for week all the way until you're dead, and you still might not understand God completely. You might think you do, and then you go to saying all this stuff, and then somebody come hit you right in the mouth with the same stuff you just said. And then now you're going through your Bible and seeing that it done changed over time. Now you got to go run back to a certain Bible and then see this one meant something completely different. So it'd be like little things that, that y'all get brainwashed on, because y'all not going from the starting point. Y'all going from what's already been made. Y'all going from somebody else's whole history book that have been passed down about 6 times before it even got to you. Go tell somebody right now a whole 3 sentences, right? And tell them to pass it to 12 other people. Watch what that sentence be by the time they get to the end of the room. It ain't going to be shit you said. I'm telling you this now. So the thing about history, the thing about, people that's rewriting scriptures and rewriting things that they was handheld or assigned to do, they got their own things that they want to add into them. Y'all seen Martin Luther? Who know who Martin Luther is? And I'm not talking about this brother here. I'm not talking about that Martin Luther that they AI right here. I'm not talking about this brother either. I'm talking about Martin Luther that had hands wrote in the Bible. That's part of it. See, a lot of people don't even give that to nothing. So y'all don't even realize that everybody that got something to do with the Bible look like a colonizer, look like the ones we supposed to be warned about. Like, so y'all letting them play the role of God and told y'all that man is something else. Like, what is man then? If you're not playing the role going against God that you said in the Bible, then what is man? Because y'all said everything that y'all said out there. So it looked like a book of what not to do. And people still did it. It's like how not to get blind by the Bible. How not to get blind by the light. So they said in the Holy Bible, it should have just said how not to get blind by the light. And everybody dove, read about the lights, went right away from the lights after the first, after Genesis, and went right into some other shit of getting lost. And it was like, how you got lost? Oh, they got blind by the light. They went to thinking everything was heavenly. They went to thinking humans was in heaven first like that. not understanding humans was the creativity that was put on earth. This other get everything get mixed up because they think Adam and Eve was actual people. So now we got to go further into that. Now it's like, oh shit, how they not people that said man? No, mankind. Mankind, your new man and all that shit, there's new labels, man. Y'all just done got lost because there's so many labels, so much vocabulary. So yes, your education system could fail you to the point, have you taken up for some shit that was naturally against you the whole time. And then when you go find out history, go find out the truth, now you hurt. Now you got to get up here and say everything we was taught in school was a lie. Everything we was taught was a lie. We got lied to for years. They haven't been telling us the truth. This right here been hidden. Even with the food, you see the food is fake. You see the people, it's fake. You see the way that, they tell you can do this and you get it with the program, it's fake. All of it is lies. You start finding that out for real when you actually apply yourself to the highest degree and you like, hold on, bro, I got more skills than the average Joe. I got more this and that there. But how am I still in this position? You'll figure it out. You'll figure out, they handcraft what they want to pick. Why y'all think they call themselves Freemasons? They freely crafting whoever they want to craft. They'll show you. That's why y'all call them industry plants. Y'all don't think these people be set with agendas? I just had to break it down the other day. If y'all thought talking about the dead was bad, now you got raps. Now you got bringing back up the dead. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Let's go back through this. Look at this shit.
Watch out!
If this ain't necromancy on an open level and invasion of privacy all mixed together in some type of crazy combination, shout out to Adonis again. Shout out to Adonis again, like I said, man. That's crazy.
Appreciate being.
Look.
Listen to the crowd.
Look at this.
You ever had a dream that you want them.
Look. So even if you was lost into your educational leaders and stuff like that, look how they playing with you. You get what I'm saying? Like, man, come on, man. They playing with people right now, dog. That ain't even cool, bro. That man got an actual family. These be actual people. Y'all get what I'm saying? But they be having codes and agendas. That's it. But still, at the end of the day, look at the families and stuff. They got to see their people get re-brought up and made fun of. So him having a voice, now they got an opposite. Where you don't know how to talk, where you don't have fluency, where you don't have none of these things. You get what I'm saying? So it's like crazy as heck. They put it like damn near like you me, because you get what I'm saying? I ain't trying to use the big ass words, because that just confuse people and just make it sound like you smart. So once again, with the everything ain't glitter, everything glitter ain't gold. So y'all got to understand that. So they know how to get people by making people think, okay, look at this lifestyle. Oh, I would want that for myself. Or, oh, look, I would want to be in that person's shoes. But then they don't understand that what that person went through to get where they at. They don't understand that you might not be willing to do what they did to get where they at. And that's even with people that's grinding on a hard work scale. So you can have people that, sold themselves and did some strange things for a piece of change. And then you can also have some people that actually put in the, the blood, sweat, and tears behind things. But I promise you could tell the difference. Somebody that ain't putting no blood, sweat, and tears like that ain't gonna have too much of care or concern about certain stuff. People that put in the blood, sweat, and tears of it gonna have it. That's just like me, right? Where this is my life. Where I can't, myself just sit there and allow things to happen without talking. Sometimes I'd be like, man, fuck that. Fuck them humans. They want to be lost? Oh, well. You know what I'm saying? As long as they comfortable with it, they like it. Oh, well. But then to get to them times, I'm like, nah, you know what? I can't be like that. I got to let the message come through, because if I don't use it, you know what I'm saying, I lose it. So if you don't use it, you'll lose it. So you got to understand that. And just like skilled in certain things, you better got too old and bones, better got rotten. So even if you could do that one move, you can't do it 4 times. You get what I'm saying? Like, but a person that's keeping and doing these things and keep using these things, so like using your muscles and stuff, just on a common sense level, you'll be able to use them longer. When you don't use your muscles, what they do? They die off. You know what I'm saying? They start lack of blood. So you don't have the oxygen or nothing like that flowing and circulating through your blood. So this is bad for the blood circulation. This is the reason why I tell people, make sure you exercise, because it is part of life. They didn't lie about stuff like that. And they didn't lie about the fact that you need food, but yet they make us all charge each other for these same things they say that the human body need. Or if you don't have, things start breaking down, organs start losing their teamwork thing because one organ is getting overworked, or it don't have things that, could back it up. So this is what we seeing, So now we got it where they could have used this for something different. They could have, could have used it to say, hey, we're bringing it out to show y'all, but this is going to be used for movies. If anybody make it out of a person or something like that to try to make a meme, you will be, detained or whatever. No, but they want to detain somebody for just smoking weed or just in the wrong location, but it's legal in other locations. So, like, man, we live in a world where a lot of laws don't make sense, y'all. And we allow that because we don't have a voice to speak up for certain things. Like, in general. So even before the all these marijuana plants and all that came to Florida, you had people walking around with that clipboard trying to get the junk signed, trying to get it voiced. You know what I'm saying? So they could try to take down the zero drug tolerance in certain counties and stuff like that. Y'all don't understand, man. It do be people putting in work on the back end, though. I do have to say that it ain't just always up front. You might not see it all the time on the internet, but it is people out there putting in that esoteric work. They bringing it to the physical. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, we got to talk about it because them blind leaders, them people got people like in a way where people feel comfortable because they want to. You know how people want to see somebody downfall. It's like that when it comes to the conscious community. It's like no matter what happened, they gonna always bring up the fact that that person sold their soul. Like that person ain't a real person. Like that person ain't got kids and a family and all this that. And then they say it about everybody. So the conscious people actually make people blind to the actual truth of what's going on. Because some people ain't even sell their soul, but just because they around certain individuals for a certain small amount of time, you don't understand. That's why they don't got the promotional. That's why they ain't got the things or the label pushing them like they supposed to. Because they're not willing to do what the other grain is doing. So y'all don't understand it. Y'all make it seem like it's a nigga with a jar. No, it's all about paperwork. It's all about business. It's all about laws. So if we're going to be fighting with the pen and pad, this is the way to fight with it with our voices. We don't need to physically fight. We don't need to cause no violence. Nobody don't need to lose their life. No, none of that. It all take the pen and the pad and for us to have an understanding of what we were signing off to, what we writing to. So if we're going to, talk to the House of Representatives and, try to get some things brought up, or if we're going to talk to the FDA, or we're going to talk to the NCAAP, and depending on what you're aiming for, depending on what, the Federal Bureau of, hey, as I'm missing land and stuff like, it's a lot of different ways that you could tune into different things once you start learning, about the law and stuff. So yes, that knowledge can be good, but it's not good if you don't use it. So when you learn how to use it, that end up turning to wisdom to where now the little things you do know about the law, you know that certain things is illegal and certain things that, was owned to you. So even if you was to try to, go out and get a land, just for giving y'all an example, you getting a land advisor would be smarter than you just going out there to the land trying to test it yourself because you don't know about the things that could be done. So now you might just get the land thinking you could put a pool there or thinking that you could run a shop in the back of your house and kind of find out you can't. Certain laws that apply. You know what I'm saying? There's certain things like even like wetlands and stuff like that. The business thing where you can't run a business or a warehouse unless you're willing to pay this and they have to call on like the sea or something like that. It's 4 of them, but either way, getting into it, just having even like what I just said, right? Even if I don't have the knowledge, the exact word, I still have the wisdom of, okay, you got to be on the lookout for things that you can't have due to them saying that this law do not apply or you in these type of lands, period. So that just help you get the understanding of that. That's just real life. Like I'm talking about shit that actually help you in real life. So when it come down to these little woke people, these NLE choppers, all these people here talking about take shrooms, these ain't nothing but the new guys from the 70s. The ones that used to have the van with all the rainbows and shit on it, the hipsters, the hippers or whatever the hell they was called. It just ain't nothing but a new version of them. That's all they is, y'all. They blind by so much color that they just get distracted into anything. They get elementized, they get they get hit with Zodiac, so they think everything evil. They would say, Terry Carter, he's evil. You'll be like, talking to the dead, he's evil. But yet a Christian will turn around and they talk to the dead. They'll tell you Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, died for our sins. But then yet when they pray, they'll say amen. And who you pray to? Jesus. Why you pray to Jesus? Because I must go through the Son before I get to the Father. What? And y'all don't see the spell there because you're in it. You can't see the spell once you're in it. Now once you get up out of it, you start looking like, how the fuck was I part of it? Just like I did. You get what I'm saying? And even as a kid though, people would vouch and tell you like I still had a different way of thinking. I had that far-fetched way of thinking. I was one of them kids that make you think. Where you'll be like, when them kids you'll call me a smart mouth jit back then. They'll be like, hey, so what's your question? I'd be like, my question is, who is God's daddy? They'll be like, oh, God don't have a daddy, God this and that. I'll be like, okay, so if the God don't have a daddy, then is Jesus and God the same person? They'll be like, oh, no, da, da, da. So why would we follow Jesus and God told us to follow them? Oh, I used to mix them up. I used to have them messed up in the mind. Grown people like, man, what the hell am I supposed to tell this child? And then I used to ask this thing too. If Adam and Eve was the downfall to make humans, then how was Adam and Eve human? They don't know that. And I was like, why the Bible start off talking about the sun and the moon and it just stopped talking about the sun and the moon? They don't know that. And I got out, why is the sun and the moon always here and always been here, but yet we learning about a God that ain't here that we never seen, that haven't been here for 2,025 years? That don't sound like a spell? Hey, wait your mom come back. Y'all ain't never been told that by a babysitter? Your mom 3 minutes down the road. Man, your mom ain't nowhere near. Your mama ain't nowhere near. So we got people that's falling for bedtime stories. We got people falling for the Santa Claus thing. Santa coming down the chimney. Santa Claus gonna come on the night of Christmas. So now you got Rapture Day. Jesus gonna come on the day of the rapture. I crack my damn self up. Do y'all not hear this shit? It only take common sense to whoop all the things I'm saying. They can't find Jesus bones, but they got dinosaur bones. It took them years to say that Jesus bones just popped up. So we can't find none of them tribes. Y'all was talking about bones and none of that. But we could find dinosaur bones. Then they'll tell you your bones and that stuff got deteriorated. So the dinosaur bones didn't deteriorate over 1,000,000 years. A damn rock could disintegrate over 1,000,000 goddamn years. But a dinosaur bone won't. Come on, man. So y'all saying, come on, bro. Y'all gotta quit with this shit. Quit. We gotta quit. So you telling me a rock ain't stronger than the human body naturally? You telling me a rock ain't stronger than an animal bones naturally right now? I don't give a damn what animal you compare the rock to. Think about diamonds. Think about sapphires, rubies, all that. All of them is rocks still, you guys. They just added different names to them. Just like everything was water and they just went to count out the water and told you it was different type of things like blood, glucose, all this type of stuff though. This is a water realm. They even told you 80% of the world was water. 80% of your body is water. Yet people don't even know what water is. Wow. Y'all ain't think that? We are sea creatures. We are part of the sea. We're in the sea. We got waters above us and waters below us. So y'all ain't think we was in a big fish tank? See what I'm talking about? Big tank, big fish tank status. And you out here, you're going to learn. You're going to either be a shark or a minnow. A minnow is being weak and trying to find someone or trying to find a school and the fish to go with. So don't be a school fish because you might go on with the wrong crowd. You might get caught up into the fish or the schools that's not for you. You get what I'm saying? And next thing you know, bam, you messed up, led with a whole group and looking lost as hell. Like, why am I out here? Why am I way out here cutting my wrist open? Why am I slicing my own throat? I don't think I belong here. Exactly. Exactly. Because you're supposed to be a shark on your own and didn't need validation. So now, thanks to the internet, you got 1 million people that need validation for everything. Y'all see me, my shit could go to 0. My shit could go to 1. I don't need no validation. I'm going to spit regardless. I ain't got no favoritism in it. I don't get paid from this. I post to be, but you have to post. You have to post every day if you was my channel. Because you see how they play with the viewers. You will have to do all this on a 20 times level just in order to get $100 check. And I'm not bullshitting. But yet, those people can run ads on my junk every month, every day, and I don't get paid a cent because I haven't hit the bracket. Y'all need to understand that. The game is a lot twisted. A lot of things people ain't going to sit there and tell you about. A lot of these content creators, that's the reason why they're going back to 9-to-5 jobs. 9-to-5 jobs for 24 hours nowadays, boy. I'm talking about, boy, you end up working so much. Like now people working 14 hours, 16 hours have became the norm just for a person to live with the cost of living we have. So we got people that's felt that's what the education system told you to go to college, get a bachelor's degree, everything will be all right. Didn't happen. So then over there they told you, hey, you could become a doctor. But you find out most surgeons, not even American. Most big time surgeons is Indians. So they're not even from your country and got a bigger degree than you without them actually going through the schoolings you went through. So you did all this to not even get further than the people you thought. Y'all don't even know how college football works. Y'all think them people is actually smart enough to make it through college? A lot of them get paid. A lot of them pay people to do their work. A lot of those people do their work because they know what's next of them to come. So it's a lot of game. But I ain't going to tell everything, but just saying this is what it is. So you got game being ran. You got limited hangouts. You got social clubs. So y'all don't know what a club is, a private club, a private party, a private fraternity. It's the same thing as a Masonic allegiance. I don't know why people don't see the same signs and sigils in the Masonic Lodge that you just seen in Alpha Pi Data, or the same ones you just seen in Beta Pi, the same ones you just seen in Alpha Phi, the same ones you just seen with Gamma, Mu Gamma, the same ones just Theta, Nu Theta, all the goddamn shit, bro. It's all Greek. It's all Greek. It's all Greek mythology. It's all Babylonian things. This is Babylon. This is the Matrix. The Matrix is known as Babylon. When the Matrix is failing, that's what let us know that people is snapping out of the system. That the engagement was getting the people locked. What should we do? Put the brain waves back on them. Hurry up. Put a helmet back on them. Try to brainwash them again. And the helmet's not working no more. That's basically what we're looking at. You know what I'm saying? So boom. Now they're even going even far like, okay, We gonna find a different way. Look at this.
Mexico pushing hard on 78
Look at this.
decibels. Dominican Republic right behind. Colombia steady at 77.
Sir, you still need to pay for those.
Look at
I
this.
have a dream that
Disgrace.
one day these will be free of charge.
Disgrace.
Today is that day.
Yeah, we can laugh or whatever. He said I have everything will be free of charge. Today is that day, and took off with the grocery or whatever. Yeah, it's funny, right? But it's not funny when you know that's somebody actual dead sibling. Do y'all get where I'm coming from? This is disgusting, bro. So it goes from I was almost about to laugh, but damn. You're right, exactly. Don't let that mocking tongue shit get you. Where you laughing with something, you like, ha 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 ha. They study making weird jokes. So what you willing to do for a check? Ha 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 ha. So you'll do anything for $1? So how far are you willing to go? And you like, hold on. Why they keep joking off that? Yeah, exactly. Next thing you know, it's damn near normal for you to think that's okay. Just like what we see with people transforming. Like, that shit ain't okay. Stop trying to normalize stuff that shouldn't be normal from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Some of these people don't even need a phone. Some of these people don't even need to know where the internet is at. Like, dog, it should have been just like parents. Everybody should have been parents. Bro, it should have been y'all worried about everything else. We should have been having our stuff back like that. If you're going to be a horrible parent, you need to pass this school and stuff like that for you to know how to be a parent before getting out here. So that way, you won't drive crazy. You won't drive, what I often say, you won't groom and end up driving up a whole bunch of crazy individuals that got a fucked up mentality that's just trying to take out the world. You wouldn't have been spoiling that child so much because you would understand everything comes with a principle, or everything comes with repercussions. Let's just say. So instead of your child just getting away, little Timmy, instead of you letting little Timmy cuss you out and all this in front of public, you just say it's okay. Little Timmy would have been got his ass popped. Now little Timmy know not to do that because guess what? I might sell out a grown man in public. He might pop my ass. So that's teaching little Timmy actual life lessons. But get what they tell you that is abuse. So they tell you that's abuse, but your child, and you got a lot of kids killing their parents now. You know what I'm saying? You got all that going on, but yeah, that ain't what it is. Yeah, they'll do it to us. Exactly. So the way that they run game is just making people get normalized into thinking that this is the way. So now everybody hypersensitive. You can't bring up something without somebody about to cry. You can't. They'll want to kill you, and then talk junk over your dead body, yet be crying about you should have made me do it. So it's you looking at motherfuckers run around with actual Tourette's on the outside. We talking about Tourette's times 4. So anybody that actually got Tourette's, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the regular individual that we thought was okay, that we thought was normal because they held that down for 4 years of being normal. And the next thing you know, we seen them erupt and some crazy junk come out. So we already dealing with that. We already dealing with our country being gamblers because y'all know about the Nancy lady and all these people having billions of dollars being misplaced. How billions of dollars get misplaced and nobody noticed it the first minute it went missing. But right now, if you owe taxes or income tax or I got a speeding ticket, hell, if you ain't paid a toll booth, I bet you'll have one of the motherfuckers in the mail. So they just let us know how the hell this, how this junk set up, man. It's a system and an operation set up for you to fail. And if you're succeeding in that failure thing, you must have shook ties or made ties with the right individuals, or you was going super crazy and you kept solid with the people around you and they keeping it solid with you. So at the end of the day, you got to hope y'all don't get picked off. You know how they do things. Make it seem like they want to try to bring y'all in and do something. Next thing you know, we never heard from y'all again. The history of y'all gone. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Where they make our people disappear and you never hear of their name. But yet they people disappear and they leave their name. They don't leave. They come back with a different name. And then they tell you that's a whole nother person. You looking like, damn, that person look familiar. Yeah, that person look familiar. Because they just did that to you. They just waited till all these years go by and brought that motherfucker back out like they ain't did nothing wrong to us. Y'all don't remember what Dr. Falcone did? Anthony Falcone, before all this stuff with the Koby jump? That man was accused, or not accused, actually went to jail or was prosecuted for basically putting illegal substances in people. So we allow somebody to go from somewhere like that to come way over here to tell us to do, hey, put this substance in you, it's okay. And it was at people's doorsteps trying to actually force people to do this stuff. So we seen it. And we seen people, trying to go down their amendments and stuff like that and say what they rights is and what they don't have to go with. And basically the way they can say themselves. So at that time you had to know your rights. You had to know your rights that you're not obligated to take these things. No, it's only for them to get paid more. It's only for them to situate their life. You don't have to take it. You can tell them no. And when they try to give you the warning and the risk, that's what they're going to do. So they're going to say that they didn't convince you or try to persuade you to do it. I'm telling you, they do it with your kids. You'll be like, no, I don't want that for my kid. They'll be like, you sure? Because at the end of the day, it'll keep them from getting, you know, the flu, the swine, and you be like, nah, I still don't want it. They be like, okay. They looking at you like you're a bad parent now because you don't want to take a drug that don't even supposed to be in your body, something that ain't even natural. Your body already had its own mechanisms of how things work. Remember, they told you that. They said the white blood cells fight off this, the red blood cells fight off that. You know, your esophagus is used for this. You know what I'm saying? Your lungs, your heart, your brain, all these work together. You gotta have oxygen in the brain, your heart gotta be pumped. They told you all that. So where in the hell did this had to say put fentanyl in you? Like what? So then they'll tell you straight up, oh, the drugs they die from, that's not the same drugs we using, or not the same fentanyl. The fentanyl that people using on the streets not the same fentanyl. So why y'all ain't naming something different like y'all did with everything else? So y'all decide to keep that the same name. No, because y'all being funny. It is the same. It just is not coming through y'all hands without y'all putting y'all ingredients behind it. So they'll take something even that was naturally grown, and you would never know it was naturally grown. Because they've been played that game on you so much that they own the forms where it was growing at. They went and bought it. Like, that's how they playing. They're playing chess. They're not playing checkers. So while you over there like, yo, I'm going to outsell the powers that be, get what they do. Force everybody to up their prices around you. Force you to try to up your prices. And if you don't up your prices, they up the prices of products or things getting produced. So for you, how you was ordering your meat or how you was going to this farm, now that farm got to charge you more. Or how you was getting whatever the company you was going through, now they got to charge you more. But yet, you in a situation where you ain't want to take your prices up. So now you forced to take your prices up. Or you're forced to try to go along with what they got going on. Otherwise, you getting bought out. So this like big bank take little bank. This is really what they do. So they literally look at it like, okay, I bought all this property around the board. Whatever you land on, you got to pay me. So no matter what we do, even when we work, we got to pay the government. When we buy something, we got to pay the government. No matter what it is. If it's candy, toothbrush, a car, only time we ain't got to pay them back on something is what? Bread and water? But everything else, tax and chips. I think that's it. Everything else you having a tax to it. Even your house, even your insurance. So things you got to pay a monthly to, you always got to pay them some percent of it. So at the end of the day, they just show you. You is working for free, but your work, the harder you work or the better work program you find, you just get a little bit more of the loose end than the average slave. Because at the end of the day, can't none of us, even as grown people, do what you actually want to do. But your parents and all those had us, sidetracked and told you. When you grow up, you'll be able to do what you want to do. When you get grown, you'll be able to do what you want to do. No, you won't. No, you won't. Because even if you did something that don't bring violence to other people, it's still consequences and repercussions behind that. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how many people that done invented something that helped lives? And they done been taken off the face of the earth and then been forgot about? I'm talking about great inventors. So don't think that 1 second, these electric cars, the reason why they ain't putting the new word behind it because they already had these. Even Ford themselves had a Mach E before having this Mach E SUV. But do you see how it worked? By people not remembering that happening, or by a lot of people now in this time zone wasn't around when it was around, now they could play them like that. Same way they're going to do with these programs right here. The same damn way. So it's already in the making.
And they're off in the women's vacuum
Look at
final.
Push that stick back.
Beautiful straight lines already.
Look, using all people. So as soon as you thought they were just going to use black people or African Americans, no, it's an attack on all of us. Do not try to go to a race group or none of that. They'll think you will get some spacious.
Like
this is racist.
Lasted this long. More than
this is racist at its highest, finest level that you could think of.
He's charging down the road.
Look, this is racism. Look at this. Shout out to Chisel the Done this again. That's the channel I'm on right now. Looking at the Sora AI. You see the word Sora's right here.
Let's go. Clarkson, huge bend. He's up, inverted, clearing, over the top. He got it.
If they got that and had that and got it moving like that, and I told y'all how they make movies. It could be just a Transformer head on a stick, and it's the whole Transformer movies with them standing that tall and all. So if y'all don't see all that, y'all don't think that they're going to play an alien invasion? And then the thing about it is, you never see, the people personally would be seeing aliens every day. It was whole races and multiple colonies of them. But they make it like they the aliens. Y'all don't realize they the grays. Y'all don't realize the black aliens was nothing but dark intelligence. This was talking about our mentalness. This was not talking about nothing else. AKA your spirit as the alien, you know, going to space. What people call space is a dark place because you can't identify. AKA just like your mind, you can't see what's on my mind. But yet my spirit could be into my mind. I could be out of space. I could be sitting right here with you, but not be here in the mind. That simple. Do you see how simple that is? But they want to make it complicated. They want to make it like something else. No, that's the reason why y'all turn around and say, hey, come back to space or get out of space or you were spacing out. Where else you get the word from? Let me know. I'll wait on it. So why we even started saying that like that in the beginning? Because you could be in a whole nother area without being a, some people tell you that person is out of their mind. That person don't have their mind. Somebody else is driving that person's mind. Some people even tell you that person is demonically possessed. You know why? Because they don't have control of their mind. If they had control of their consciousness, they wouldn't be doing this. So subconsciousness, when their consciousness get knocked out by them not knowing themselves, by being able to remember things, they don't know how to snap up out of it. So they'll go into deeper things. Just like even right now with psychiatrists and all these people telling you it's a problem with you psychological. A lot of these psychological diseases is not only pushed by, you know, the foods and stuff that people eating that, you know, just fucking with you on a normal day basis, but you got other things that play a part. Like they ain't tell you, okay, you got to Google it yourself. Okay, yeah, the blue streams, all this, watching YouTube, watching TikTok, watching so much of stuff, so much content, dull your brain down. Y'all remember they used to call the TV the idiot box. Well, imagine, now the TV have more color to it. What made it the idiot box was with a little bit of colors they had to it. So now when you're looking at it with all the extra color, the all higher definition, the more pixels and all that, it's damn sure gonna mess with something in your consciousness to make you lose what you just heard. So like even right now, I could do a video that I did 12 years ago and I can do it not 12 years ago, that's exaggerating. I can do a video I did 5 years ago right now and a person ain't gonna remember I ever did it. And I can just break it down. I can do the whole tracker system video over and the person will never know I did it because this is how it works. So not only do we our mind over our consciousness having certain things, this is how they do the programming. So once they program you with so much of consciousness, you don't have nothing to do but play it back in your mind over and over till you think that is right. So even like small note, even when you got a job, right, and you fresh at the job, when you're trying to learn how that job work and what to do at that job when you get there, it's days you go to sleep, you're going to hear that beeping, you're going to hear that bag rattling, you're going to hear something, or what part of that, the tire spinning or something. You're going to hear a lot of it because of your repetition of your mind. So they understand that the conscious, the sixth dimension, or we can look at it as the sixth house in anatomy or astrology terms, and they see how the consciousness work with the human. They know in order to get a human to learn something, they have to do it in practices, the routines. Why you think in school they give you a paper, teach you it, and then give you quizzes and tests on it, then do a chapter review? Because now they're bringing it back so you can rethink about it to rub that little cobweb you got off your brain so you could go right back to the program that you was once in. So that's the reason why these things is also called programs. So just like a government housing program, just like a school and education program, just like a program for the elites, or just like, you know, all of these things, they all have a what's the name to it, where it ties down to a fraternity or a brotherhood or some type of religious push behind it. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why y'all can see these Christian people, like, you know, like the Caesar Shirley's and things like that, where they could just sing and stuff, and they could be brought around all these other type of powerful individuals just because of based off one talent that they're using specifically for them to push goals. So like if you knew a real religious track, it would be Shirley Caesar, basically. You get what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that. You know, it's a lot more, y'all. It's blind, you know, the brothers and all that there. It's a lot more, but I ain't gonna go down the whole list. But just saying, y'all. But anyways, man, that's all I'm gonna talk about on this video, man. I ain't even gonna go too deep because we got a whole lot more to talk about, man. I'm gonna keep it separated. So anyways, man, I'm out. OG Drip.